picking up from last time, we're budging in line, trying to get to see the witches. And we just killed some ogres, some Uthraki, and well, let's see what's up next. Death Knight, Mummy Lord, Elite Vampire. This could be interesting. I am going to cast... that I don't have Vampiric Feast available is not exactly a big concern for this one. We'll have to see how this goes. I will cast a fresh version of Foundation of Stone, just to make sure I don't get knocked down a lot, because that's really obnoxious. And I have fresh shadows up, and I just cast a major spell mantle. Obviously, we're going to fight these guys. Now, Sunburst won't blind them, but as undead, it has other effects on them. Specifically, it has dramatic effects on these elite vampires, and then it instantly kills them. Hard to argue with that. Now, for the Lich himself, I'm just going to Big Beast Forceful Hand him. Because, ow. Unfortunately, these mummies silenced me, so I'm just going to have to wait it out. Looks like it wore off already, actually. We're going to go back to casting more Sunburst. And, well, let's see how they do with ice spells. I forget how well ice works on these. It works. Okay, so we've still got a skeleton over here. The skeleton does not appear to be taking much damage from the ice storms, but these Death Knights are, and I'm far more concerned about the Death Knights. Unfortunately, for the Death Knights, they were both blinded by the Sunburst, so we'll just kill them off the old-fashioned way with missile storms. And unfortunately, we're kind of running a little short on spells here, so I'm going to have to rest eventually, and I don't really have anything to eat, so I'm going to have to just use Suppress and hope for food tomorrow. There goes the Lich. Gets scratched. And there go the rest of these guys. Or actually, the skeleton was a summon, so all I had to do was kill the Master. Most of them don't drop anything. The Lich himself, however, drops a magic wand, which is, I don't know, it's not super useful, but it's kind of interesting. It's the Wand of Eternal Decay. Most wands use charges. This particular one has just spells it can cast. Like the amulet, it can cast spells infinitely, which is important for a later thing. The main reason I'm sort of amused by it is because it has Horrid Wilting, which is not an excellent spell, but one that's sort of worth having as a, you know, just one more damaging spell. As I've, you know, sort of been talking about with the Spirit Shaman spells, one of the major challenges to this kind of Let's Play of a spellcaster without an army is that I'm just going to run out of spells sometimes, and that's really annoying. Speaking of out of spells, I'm kind of out of spells, so I'm going to summon an elemental, use Suppress, and then rest. Okay, with the undead out of the way and rebuffed, and I rested, and actually I'm still making good headway with just using Suppress as opposed to actually devouring things. I'm not back up to full, but And apparently the guard said, like the guy at the front said, you know, the line was a joke. But somebody inside named Mistress is apparently telling us to come in anyways. Well, that's good. There's an autosave. That's never good. And this is one of the hags of the Coven here. And she tells us that Spirit Eater, the Coven, has recoiled from your unnatural presence and is not going to come. We're not going to let you in. And Gan speaks up for us. And more or less you can back him up and gain influence with him, which is useful. And you more or less say, well, you could have just threatened me at first instead of claiming to be hospitable. And more or less they're exiling us to the Skane, which you'll understand in a second. Ironically, if you went through the back door, this is exactly where you'd be. So, yeah, there are dead bodies and there's a group of people up here. And the real advantage to doing this as a Let's Play with video and all that is you get to hear these wonderful background voices, which, let's just say I may turn the volume off after a while. They get pretty annoying. There's some torches here. Here, I'm going to hand out torches to my human party members and have them, you know, at least carry those around. And
yes.
Look useful, right? Light doesn't really make a big difference in this game. A ring of fortitude +4. At the top, there's an exiled hag spawn, a mad Dwergar, an exiled human. And they're apparently arguing among themselves about what they're going to do with you. And some of them want to run away. The other ones are attacking. Well, we can deal with that pretty easily. They're not real powerful. When I gained a level right after fighting those undead, it was actually character level or caster level 20 for sorcerer. So I'm gonna have to seriously consider just taking some raw spirit shaman levels, just because I don't really. The only thing I'm getting out of sorcerer level now is more casting power. I switched out one of my spells. I got rid of Vitriolic Sphere in favor of Greater Fire Burst. I don't know, you know, just variety. Plus, you know, Greater Fire Burst, unlike Call Lightning, hits your allies just fine. And since these enemies are not particularly difficult, I'm just going to use stuff like that to kill them. Well, maybe I'll pull out some slightly bigger guns. Did he actually succeed in... Nope, he did not actually succeed in dispelling anything. He cast Bigby's interposing hand on me. Oh no, I guess I will not be able to hit him with my melee attacks. Yeah, +3, -2, -7 are my melee attacks. Admittedly, I don't have a weapon equipped, so, yeah, it's probably best if I don't try and smack things. And all we're left with here is this mad Dwergar, and so there's just one of them left. I'm just gonna kill him with a missile storm. As in, kill him. Jesus. Yeah. And there's just a bunch of random junk here. Some of which, I mean, this is just an unenchanted heavy shield, so I'm not even going to bother carrying it. Club +3. This ogre/hill giant club does extra damage. I guess if you were, you know, going to enchant it further, it might be an interesting effect, but I'm not. It's just vanilla hide armor +2. And unfortunately I'm over encumbered, so I'm going to have to Well, I'm gonna have to start casting Bull's Strength just so I can carry stuff. I may eventually just sort of start throwing away things like Hide Armor +2 because they're not worth very much money and they're a pain. If it's a pain to carry them around, it's not worth it. You know, I'm not gonna go through lots of tedium just for 400 gold or something like that. I think it's worth more than that, but... Anyway, this is sort of an annoying area because, well, there's the random voices and all that, so... We're gonna have to look around. Fentami's job to hunt down the elemental was down here, so we're going to have to deal with that. It's just a random fresh corpse, a couple exiled hags. These exiled hags are also fairly simple enemies. Though ironically, they're throwing ice storms right back at me. And they're all casting in unison, so they all healed at the same time. They all cast mirror images at the same time. They all did everything at the same time, and they're probably all going to die at the same time because there are no saving throws to these spells. So they are taking about the same amount of damage. So it would be nice if they would, you know, get on with it, because they're kind of annoying. And Oku gained when Oku gains levels, you don't actually have to tell him to level up, he just automatically does it. And the hags don't have anything in particular interest. They all were carrying potions of heal. I think they actually all used potions of heal. On the far side of the wall you can see this Gulkaj, or however she pronounces her name. And she's the one who's saying these wonderful things.
The sun, please come back, my son. Kill them all, one by one.
Oku says, I want to tear out the throat that keeps uttering that noise. Amen.
I'm not awake, asleep.
Alright, well there's another group of people here. They're not
A dream.
hostile yet.
A dream.
Anyway. They're just guys who, other people who are stuck down here. The sleeper here is important if you have a different party member, but I don't have that particular party member yet, and, well, I couldn't get him in this playthrough. He sort of replaces Oku. So I'm not going to mess with that for now. I might come back.
Oh, my love.
Oh, and here's some Telthor rats.
My teeth, my love. I went too salty, my love.
Yeah, the background stuff here. Yeah. I just don't have words for it. From the standpoint of spirit energy, I'm actually just going to use Suppress rather than devouring them because I don't want lousy spirit essences. But since there are a lot of spirits here, I'm just going to use that, and that way I can get back to full spirit energy. Unfortunately, there's still one rat left. Oh, I killed it. Filled with Kalen's comment that it is filled with words of madness and pain. Yeah, for who? Madness and pain. for the person speaking or for me? There's a thing here that's labeled as an Imaskari device, and Oku remarks that if Sophia were here, she'd probably be able to explain it. But there's an empty globe we can take, and so I'll pick that up. There's a fresh corpse over here. And when you bring the globe close to it, it fills with blood. That'll be important in a second. I'm going to end this video here, and we'll pick up next time in this game. There's really only so much time I can spend listening to this stupid voice in the background.